Nominal interest rates. Suppose a financial institution advertises that for a certain type of loan, the interest rate is 12% per annum, compounded monthly. What this means is that at the end of each month, 1/12 of the annual interest rate, so i.e. 1/12 of the 12%, which is 1%, so 1% of the principal at the beginning of the month is applied to the capital. Thus, after 1 month, P is equal to A times 1 plus 0.12 divided by 12, and 0.12 divided by 12 is 0.1, so it's really A times 1.01, so that's after 1 month. And at the end of 1 year, we have P equals A times 1 plus 0.12 divided by 12 to the power of 12. There's 12 months in a year. And this gives us P is equal to A times 1.1268, which is the same thing as P is equal to A times 1 plus 0.1268. Thus, the annual equivalent rate, AER, is 12.68%. The expression 12% per annum compounded monthly is called a nominal interest rate because 12% per annum applies in name only. In general, a rate of interest is a nominal interest rate if the interest period and the compounding period are not the same. In 12% per annum compounded monthly, the interest period is 1 year, that's the per annum part, and the compounding period is 1 month. On our course, we do not work with nominal rates of interest. Rather, we convert them to effective interest rates and then continue as before. We can convert to an effective rate based on the compounding period or on the interest period. Thus, for example, the following are equivalent. 12% per annum compounded monthly. As discussed in the previous slide, this is a nominal interest rate. 1% per month. It is understood that this means 1% per month compounded monthly, and as such is an effective rate of interest. And 12.68% per annum, or per year, it is understood that this means 12.8% per annum, compounded annually, and as such is an effective rate of interest. So each of these means the same thing, just phrased differently. In general, suppose we have a nominal rate of interest of R per annum per year, compounded M times per annum per year. Then, R divided by M is the effective interest rate for one compounding period. So the R divided by the M. So the nominal rate of interest divided by the amount of times compounding. If I is the AER, the annual equivalent rate, as there are M compounding periods each year, I is equal to 1 plus R over M to the power of M minus 1. This is using the same method as for converting from monthly to annual interest rate, so we did that in a previous video. This formula is given on page 32 of the formulae and tables. So converting to an annual effective rate from a nominal interest rate. If R is the nominal annual rate, compounded M times per year, and I is the equivalent annual rate, then I is equal to 1 plus R over M to the power of M minus 1. So you'll find this on page 32 of the tables. So here's the formula. It's on page 32. Converting to annual rate from another compounding period, where I is the actual annual rate as a decimal, or is the nominal annual rate as a decimal, and M is the number of compounding periods in 1 year. An interest rate is quoted as 8% per annum, compounded quarterly. Find, as a percentage, correct to 2 decimal places, the annual equivalent rate, AER. As the compounding period is different from that of the interest period, we are dealing with a nominal rate of interest. So remember, nominal means a name only. So if the compounding period and the interest period are different, we know we're dealing with nominal. From the given information, R is 0.08, 8%. M is 4, there's 4 quarters in a year. And we're going to let I be the annual equivalent rate. So here's our formula from page 32. I equals 1 plus R over M to the power of M minus 1. So I just stays as I, because that's what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the annual equivalent rate, the AER. The R becomes 0.08, it's the 8%. The M's both become 4, because it's quarterly. And then we just put all this into the calculator. 1 plus 0.08 divided by 4 to the power of 4 minus 1 gives us 0.08243216. And changing it into a percentage, corrected 2 decimal places, we get the AER to be 8.24%, corrected 2 decimal places.